Times channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has signed into law 4 tax reform bills on key areas of Nigeria's fiscal and revenue framework. Tinubu signed the bills at a ceremony held at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja. The 4 bills include the Nigerian Tax Bill, the Nigerian Tax Administration Bill, the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Bill, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. Still on, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declined assent to the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA Amendment Bill 2025 into law. In a letter addressed to the House of Representatives and read on the floor by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, the President cited constitutional and transparency concerns for withholding assent. Over now to Uyi Agbomofuegbe as it completes the report.
The President, referencing Section 58, subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, explained that the bill seeks to empower the NDLEA to retain a portion of proceeds from drug-related crimes, a move, he said, contradicts existing financial regulations. He noted that under the current system, all proceeds of crime are paid into the government's confiscated and forfeited properties accounts.
Payments to the relevant organization responsible for recoveries can only be made by the President, subject to the approval of the Federal Executive Council and the National Assembly.
Meanwhile, 2 members of the House of Representatives have defected to the All Progressives Congress APC. Honorable Chimobi Sam Atu, representing Enugu South and Enugu North, and Honorable Joseph Uwambasi, representing Ezza North, Ishielu Federal Constituency in Ebonyi State, announced their departure from the Labour Party and the All Progressives Grand Alliance, respectively, citing persistent internal crisis and the need to align with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. The Speaker, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, formally announced their defections on the floor of the House. Following the announcement, Minority Whip Honorable Issa Jesse, relying on Section 68, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution, urged the Speaker to immediately declare Honorable Atu's seat vacant.
After holistic consultations with my constituents and critical stakeholders, I have, therefore, moved to the All Progressive Congress effective today. This decision was necessitated by the persistent internal crisis plaguing the Labour Party, both at the national level and within the state chapter.
From the Labour Party to appeal to you to quickly declare the seat of the member vacant immediately. This, since he has violated Section 68 1G of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that you should declare his seat vacant and be courageous enough to do that today.
Uyi Agbomofuegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
Nigerian Senate has confirmed the chairman and the board members of the Southwest, South-South and North Central Development Commissions. The approval came after the chairman of the relevant Senate committee presented their report during plenary session. Over now to Kikelomo Okere.
The committee hereby recommends that the Senate do confirm the nomination of the underlisted person as chairman, managing director and members of the Southwest Development Commission. 1. Senator Olubunmi Adebunmi as chairman.
During the confirmation process, Tijani Laura, a nominee for South-South Development Commission Board, was dropped due to his failure to submit the necessary documents required for screening.
The Senate do confirm the nominations of the unlisted person as chairman and members of the governing council of the North Central Development Commission. 1. Barrister Cosmas T. Aki, chairman. Dr. Senyir Siri Yetsin, managing director.
Additionally, Minority Leader Abba Moro raised concern about the leadership composition of the North Central Development Commission, pointing out that it was incomplete.
That the appointment is a call to serve our nation by Mr. President, and they should do all within their powers to make sure that they discharge their duties diligently so that the intention of Mr. President to develop our nation will be realized.
Despite these issues, the Senate proceed to confirm all nominees for position across the three development commissions. In a similar development, the Senate confirmed the appointment of Oludare Sunday and Kabir Katata as the new Managing Director and Executive Director of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC. The confirmation took place during Thursday plenary following the report by the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, chaired by Senator Adetokunbo Abiru.
The Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, after robust engagement with the nominees and being satisfied with their experiences, performance and academic qualifications, hereby recommends as follows: that the Senate do confirm the combinations of the underlisted as Managing Director and Executive Director of NDIC. 1. Mr. Thompson Oludare Sunday as the Managing Director.
Mr. Thompson Oludare Sunday is hereby confirmed as the Managing Director of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation. The nomination of Dr. Kabir Sabo Katata is hereby confirmed as Executive Director of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Following Thursday's confirmation, Oludare and Katata are expected to immediately assume their role at the NDIC, a key institution in safeguarding Nigeria's banking system and depositors fund. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Deputy Senate President Barau Jibrin has reaffirmed his loyalty to President Bola Tinubu, referring him as a political father and pledging to execute any directives issued by the president. Ramsey Enoch Agbo has details.
At the National Assembly, the Deputy President of the Senate, Jibrin Barau, provided an update on the upcoming Constitution Review Town Hall meetings set to take place nationwide. Highlighting the collective nature of President Tinubu's success, Barau stated that when the president succeeds, we all succeed.
Whatever the president, let me tell you, I'm very loyal to him. Yes, but you see, Mr. President is a very kind-hearted person. When we had our problem in Kano, he was the one who resolved our issues for us. I made it possible for me to be given the ticket to come to the Senate. He stood by me to become the Deputy Senate President. So if today, if the time comes, and he said, I want you to work with me, well, I'll say, thank you, sir.
Senator Barau also outlined the Senate's comprehensive approach to the Constitution review process, stressing the critical role of inclusivity and public engagement. He revealed that the Senate Committee on Constitution Review has received numerous memoranda and bills from Nigerian citizens and civil society organizations.
To have zonal public hearings where we allow Nigerians will be given the opportunity to come in to ventilate their views with respect to their to whatever they feel should be done to the Constitution. So what we are going to listen to hear from these people, from our people in the zones, is not restricted to what we have gotten. It's an open space for people to bring in whatever they want to bring.
Senator Barau emphasized that the hearings are open to all Nigerians, regardless of profession or social status, welcoming participation from professionals, academics, grassroots representatives, and every citizen interested in shaping the nation's future. Ramsey Enoch reporting for Global TV News.
The House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the Nigerian police force over multiple allegations of corruption, abuse of office, and financial misconduct threatening national security. The resolution followed a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by the Osonwa, Mark Esset, and Mohammed Jafaru, who noted that the police constitutional mandate to protect lives and property is being undermined by rising reports of procurement breaches and financial irregularities. Over now to Sharon Ajay for the report.
The lawmakers cited allegations that the Nigerian Police Forces Procurement Department awarded a 6 billion naira contract for police uniforms to Crown Nature Nigerian Limited by splitting it into 66 contracts to bypass the Public Procurement Act. Describing these issues as a systematic abuse of office and disregard for regulations, the House mandated its committees on public accounts and public procurement to investigate and report back within 6 weeks.
The House is disturbed by the reported sale of critical national security assets, including Garki Police Barracks in Abuja, the Falomo Police Barracks in Lagos, and Bompai Barracks in Kano, to private individuals closely linked with Exim Realty Company Limited, without due process or required approvals from the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, Ministry of Police Affairs, or the Federal Executive Council, and in total disregard of the PPP regulation guide.
The House of Territory Area Council Service Commission, sponsored by Honorable Moshood Olarewaju Oshun. Similarly, the House passed for
my supporters across Edo South Senatorial District, my supporters across Edo South Senatorial District, who have expressed their desire to have me enter a party that will give our people national prominence and political relevance. I want to align my senatorial district with the development and the renewed hope agenda of the current administration. My defection is necessitated by irreconcilable internal crisis and leadership challenges within the Labour Party.
The senator requested that his letter be read aloud in the Senate and recorded in the official proceedings. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has met with leaders of registered political parties in Abuja ahead of major elections across the country. Top on the agenda were preparations for the Federal Capital Territory Area Council election and the Anambra governorship poll. Our correspondent Kabir Hassan was there for Global TV.
It was full house at the INEC Conference Hall in Abuja as representatives from various political parties gathered to receive key updates from the Commission. The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, during the meeting emphasizes that campaign activities must end 22 hours before election day in strict compliance with the electoral guidelines. The INEC chairman revealed that 3.5 million voters have registered ahead of the election, and a final list of the 16 candidates have been released for the forthcoming Anambra election.
Going by the timetable and schedule of activities for the FCT Area Council elections, party primaries end on Monday, 30th June 2025. You have the next 3 weeks after that date to tidy up your documentation and upload the list of your candidates to the dedicated portal from the 21st of July to 11th August 2025.
The Commissioner scheduled a series of by-election for Saturday, August 18, 2025, to fill vacant seats of the National and State Assembly across 12 states. INEC chairman explained that the vacancies arose from resignation, death, and court order annulments. However, he confirmed that the by-election will not be conducted in 2 state constituencies, Kana 2 in Rivers State due to a state of emergency, and Talata Marafa South in Zamfara State, which is subjected to the ongoing legal procedures.
Campaign in public by political parties commenced 2 weeks ago on 11th June 2025 and will continue until midnight of Thursday, 6th November 2025, that is 24 hours prior to election day. During that period, we expect political parties to adhere to our regulations and guidelines for meetings, rallies, processions, and campaigns already available again from our website.
As the countdown of the election continues, INEC says it remains committed to transparency, inclusiveness, and credible electoral process nationwide. Hassan Kabir reporting for Global TV.
Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa has reaffirmed the commitment of the Nigerian Armed Forces to work closely with traditional rulers to restore lasting peace in Benue State and surrounding regions. Correspondent Felicity Inderi reports that General Musa emphasized that the military cannot achieve sustainable peace alone without the cooperation and support of local leaders and communities.
After a closed-door meeting with the Council of Traditional Rulers, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, explained that the meeting has created a genuine platform for collaboration, allowing all stakeholders to approach the issue of insecurity with sincerity and unity of purpose. The Chief of Defense Staff also disclosed that additional troops have been deployed to the affected communities, particularly Yewata, to ensure the safe return of displaced persons to their ancestral homes.
Now, the challenges are those bearing arms. I want to use this medium to also warn my own personnel. I've had reasons, people mentioning that they said they were not told to attack criminals. I said no. Once a military man is deployed in any location, he is duty bound to protect himself, protect his colleague, and protect the communities he is there. He doesn't need any other issue. Anybody that is seen to be carrying arms illegally should be arrested, and if he proves wants to take a shot, he should be shot. That is the mandate.
His Royal Majesty, Professor James Ayati, stated that security agencies are gaining control over criminal elements in the region. He warned that anyone involved in crime within his domain, regardless of status, will face the full wrath of the law.
Any criminal activity comes directly under the control and exercise of authority of security agencies. So anybody in our domain that is involved in criminal activities, the security agencies should deal with that person.
On his part, the Ochidama, His Royal Majesty, Dr. John Ilaigu, reiterated the firm stance of traditional institutions in Benue against violent militia. He appealed to armed herders to vacate Benue lands to enable farmers return to their fields and reclaim the state's identity as the food basket of the nation.
If there is no food, can you survive? And we are the food basket of the nation. They have turned it to us to another thing entirely, and that is why we are telling them, cool, if you want to come to our land, do the proper thing, but we will profile you, identify where you are coming from, and how long are you going to stay here? And that is what we are talking about, and we stand by what we said.
The meeting is aimed at strengthening security of lives and properties and enhancing peace building advocacy in the state. As consultations with stakeholders and security agencies continue, the people of Benue State remain hopeful that peace will soon return to their land. In Makudi, Felicity Indere reporting for Global TV News.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA Jigawa State Command, says it has seized over 1,300 kg of illicit drugs in the current second quarter, Q2 2025. This was disclosed to newsmen in Dutse, the Jigawa State capital, by the NDLEA Jigawa State Commander, Musa Maina, while briefing journalists as part of activities to commemorate the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Drug Trafficking. The command also reaffirmed its commitment to fighting the use and sale of illicit drugs across the 27 local government areas in the state. You are watching the live broadcast of Midday News, where Midday News returns. Outrage greets Trump's comparison of Iran strikes to Japan atomic bombing. Details coming shortly, plus business and foreign stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. And if you're just tuning in, this is Midday News on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. On our foreign scene now, Japan has condemned U.S. President Donald Trump for comparing recent U.S. strike on Iran to the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki that ended World War II. About 140,000 people died when the U.S. dropped atomic bombs on the two southern Japanese cities in August 1945. Survivors live with psychological trauma and heightened cancer risk till this day. Now stated that if Trump's comment justifies the dropping of the atomic bomb, it is extremely regrettable for as a city that was bombed. As parties pursue implementation of the ceasefire between Israel and Iran, Iran says its right to peaceful nuclear energy remains intact. In sports stories now, Nigerian sprint stars Favour Ofili and Rosemary Chukwuma has been confirmed for the 2025 ATX Sprint Classic scheduled for Saturday, June 28th at Southwestern University in Georgetown, Texas, where they will go head-to-head with some of the world's fastest sprinters in the women's 100-meter event. Ofili returns to track for the first time since making global headlines in May when she shattered the women's 150 meters world record at the Atlanta City Games with a blistering 15.85 seconds. Now, the 22-year-old speed star, who also holds a Nigerian 200-meter record at 21.96 seconds, remains one of the most versatile and dominant forces in global sprinting. Her 100-meter season's best of 10.94 seconds makes her one of the watch in Texas. Moving on now in the news, as we end the Global TV Midday News, a quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV Channel 365 and Star Times Channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @Global TV NG. You know, you can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am